What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the stream. I'm just finishing making my coffee, and then I want to get to some design stuff. Hope you're all having a fabulous Friday. If it's Friday, where you're watching. The problem with the inverted method on the AeroPress is that risky flip. It's always so scary. Well, if this is your first time visiting or joining, I've been on and off calling this design fika because if you're familiar with fika, it's kind of a tradition in Swedish culture to just stop what you're doing, just take a break, kind of a little after lunch, 3 p.m., and just grab coffee, get like a pastry or something like that, and just chill, hang out, and take like a mental break. So, yeah. So I want to create a space where kind of hang out, talk about design, or just kind of relax. Let me make sure that my music is playing. All right. If you can't hear the music, let me know. So today, like most streams, I'm just hanging out, answering questions about design, if you have any. I'm an open book. So if you have any questions about UX design, product design, let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. Other than that, I'm just going to be chilling, just working on my portfolio site, or I guess my personal website, and just talking through some of the design decisions that I'm making. So yeah, feel free to ask me any questions you got. And other than that, you just watch someone else work, which I've always been fascinated by. I always love watching other people work, so kind of wanted to create that. And other than that, there's not really much of an agenda. Let's see. Let me take a look at questions that I've received since the last time I streamed. We'll start there. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And then as I'm working on my site, yeah, ask questions about that too. Wait, someone asked about my review of Talking to Humans and whether I still recommend that book. I do. Talking to Humans is a really great book if you're breaking into user research and understanding what users want, and just like getting into that whole era, like that whole section of research. Talking to Humans is a very good book for just kind of the expectations of just the literal aspect of like doing an interview, and the mentality and some of like the common problems. I'm super introverted. I struggled with this a lot. I was so nervous for a lot of my interviews. They're just like nearly panic attacks, like the first couple of ones, but it comes with practice. and I swear it does get easier. Talking to Humans, I think, is probably one of the best books out there for just kind of understanding the process and getting more comfortable and kind of understanding a little bit more of the expectations before you start doing some interviews, and just very tactical ways to get better at interviewing strangers. But yeah, nothing really beats actually practicing it and doing it. But as far as learning resources go, highly recommend that book. When are you going to do more book reviews? So anyone who doesn't know, I take the notes that from the books that I read that are design related, or I think that would apply to UX and product design. I put book notes on my website, designsmarts.co, which will soon be joshwayne.com, which is why I'm redesigning my site. But yeah, any of the notes, any of like the Kindle highlights that I've done for those books, I publish them so that you can kind of do a Cliff Notes version of these books. And then I also do like a little summary of like whether or not, in my opinion, you should read them. And so someone asked if I'm going to do more. I haven't updated in a while. That's true. I've come up with a new system for generating those book notes. And so I think I have a backlog of like 6 books that I'm going to be adding pretty soon. It's just a matter of cleaning them up and adding them. But yeah, more book notes, book reviews are definitely coming. So don't you worry about a thing. I think that's it for backlog of questions. I think. Let me see. I got questions in a few different places, and so we'll see what other questions people have asked. Let's see. What font was I using on my last stream? You'll see it when I'm designing today, but my site is going to be done in Founder. I think it's called Founders Grotesque. Founder or Founders? Founders Grotesque by the Klin Type Foundry. I'm really liking it. I'm liking how it's looking. That's the font I used. All right. And I think that's it for the backlog. So I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'm going to work on my site. Let's set up a little bit. All right. Let's pop open Figma and let's get to work. I got a couple of things that I'm working on right now. All right, so there's a few different areas that I'm kind of exploring right now. Usually when I'm designing, I would have a little bit more of a defined kind of flow for some of these things. I'm kind of exploring in a few different areas, just because when you're the person who's ending up developing it, then you have less that you need to document than if you were to like hand it off into a developer. Then it needs to be a little bit more polished. So if you didn't join me on the last stream, I have 2 websites right now. I have designsmarts.co, where I kind of post about blog posts and videos and like book notes. And then I have joshwayne.com, which is kind of more focused on my freelancing business that I've been doing for next month will be my 9-year anniversary, which is crazy to think about. And so they're going to be merged together. So I'm just going to do everything under joshwayne.com. There's no reason to have separate ones. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on for today. So there's aspects of that site, of both of those sites, that need to get merged into this site. So I'm playing around with a few different areas. So right now I got to do some file cleanup because if you saw the last video, I made some style changes. And so I need to update that. So I went from, I think I was using inner or something like that. And so now that I'm using Foundry Grotesque, I got to change a handful of things because the X axis for this font is a lot smaller than the other font that I was using. And so I needed to use a much larger font size. So I went from a body font size of 18 to now I need to use 22. So that changes the vertical rhythm of my fonts. And so I got to make some tweaks here. So I'm going to go 22 for the body. So you could see, actually I was using TT Norms. Great font. Like I said, a much better X axis. A very readable font. That's originally why I went with it, but it's kind of boring. It's very geometric sans font. I wanted to do something that had a little bit more personality, something that kind of reflected me as an individual a little bit more. So I went with something that was a little bit more humanistic of a font. So I came across this one. I really like it. It's got a little bit more personality to it. So that's what I'm moving to. And then let's see. It's got 22 for the body. Small body now has to be 18 from TT Norms to test. If you're curious about why it says test Founders Grotesque, I don't even know if you could see that at whatever monitor size you got, but the Type Foundry provides like test fonts for you to use, so you can test them out in your comps before you end up using them. That's why some of these, like, there's some symbols that are, or some characters that are missing. So you'll see things like some colons and quotes and things like that are looking weird. That's just because I'm using the test version of the font rather than the full version. So that's what that is. And then you can see in my textiles too, I like putting the font size in the name as well, because sometimes I just forget what I mean by, by like body or small body. And sometimes like my brain just gravitates towards numbers. And so I've seen some design systems use that, and I really like that for the way that I do things. So I'm able to just see it a little bit easier. All right, so I'm gonna bump this up 22 to, let's go 26. Just there's a little bit of differentiation there. I learned this wonderful term called visual, what was it? Visual friction? Shoot, I can't just say I learned a wonderful term and then not remember what it is. Visual tension. And I love this term so much. Visual attention is like this idea of like when things are too close to, like, almost touching but not quite touching, it causes visual attention that draws your eye to that thing. It's the same kind of idea applies to font sizes, where if font sizes are really close to each other but there isn't enough visual differentiation, it kind of draws attention to itself of like, are those the same font size? Is there some hierarchy there? And so that tension, it causes visual attention. And so for solving visual attention, you either make things the same or create more contrast. And so when I'm looking at visual attention in context of font sizes, it's either I need to take two things and I need to make them the same font size because there isn't enough hierarchy, or I need to differentiate them a little bit more so that there clearly some contrast to them. I think I'm going to leave that at 32. I think that actually works well. Let's see. 32 is a medium heading. Medium heading. Let's see. 32. No, I think I actually want this 34. Yeah, 34 just looks better. I know there are tools where you could do like vertical rhythm, font size. I haven't found any that works better than just kind of manually like shifting things around and just seeing how they look. And when I did this test page, I broke all of its links too. Let's see, 40. 40 is obviously not big enough. What was I doing before? 55? Yeah, I think this large heading, I'm not really using it in a lot of places. That's an extra large. Where else could I be using that? 32. Maybe a 24. Yeah, I think for this large heading, that should be like 54. If you're just joining the stream for the first time, say hi. Let me know where you're coming from and what you're up to. Yeah, 60, 54, 34. I might need to tweak that rhythm just a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, let's do like a test text page. We'll do this left aligned here. Okay, I clearly missed one font there. That still looks like it's TT norms. Let's see. And this one is extra small. And then this one is body. And then this one is small body. Left aligned. And tidy that up a little bit. Okay. It's actually looking... It's actually looking pretty good. Let's see. Let's see what this medium header looks like. Yeah, it's TT norms. Test. And is that semi-bold as well? Bold. No. Bold is a little too bold for this font. I think I'm just gonna have to remap bold to semi-bold. Yeah, definitely a semi-bold. And then this also looks like TT norms. And this is, whoa, mouse is bouncing around. And that's bold. Let's go back to semi-bold. Let's edit that one. And then this is the body, main body. This is I also did 150% for the line length, and because of its X height on this font, I might have to go down a little bit. Let's see. Go body. Actually, 150% actually looks pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, 150% actually looks good for that. So we're gonna keep it there. All right, so this extra small header, I think I gotta bump this up to 22 as well. It's gonna act as like my H5. Okay, so I got 22, 26, 34, 54, 60. Okay. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna toss this on my components page, just so I have that for reference, in case I change fonts again. All right, so let's make sure this new rhythm works. 24. This might just have to be a breakout. 24. Okay. Yeah, let's just make that body size. You know, we're just going to do a manual break. I'm not going to start that new line like that. All right, cool. So I'm going to make some quick iterations on this homepage just because there's a handful of things that I want to change. This is one of them. I saw this recently. This guy designed this. I really liked what he was doing. I was already going with like the blobs, kind of like the organic shapes, kind of this mid-mod kind of look before, but then I came across this and I really liked how he did the breakout for his head and then also the drop shadow. The rest of this, not that big of a fan, But I really like this, and so I snapped it as like inspiration. Obviously, as you could see from the live stream, I have facial hair now. And those glasses frames were like 3 frames ago. So I gotta, that's just acting as a placeholder now. And then eventually I'm gonna do that whole Photoshop in to get that all cut out. But there's a handful of other things that I wanna iterate on. So I'm gonna do some quick iterations on my homepage. I think the first thing is, I'm not too sure about this wave in the background. I don't know if it's coming through on the stream, but I'm gonna see about removing it. Yeah, possibly. Kind of like it. Let's do a drop shot on this. I did. That's not what I want. When I redesigned my books page, I came up with a great looking shadow for these book covers. Where is that? Book shadow version 3. That's the winner. Okay, so I'm gonna try to apply that same shadow to here, see what this looks like. Oh, it's also got the border from the book cover. So I'm gonna have to break that and see what else I got here. Okay. It's looking pretty good. Do I want this in there? Yeah, probably. Maybe not that color. Okay. Yeah. If I cut that out, just go off of the shoulders, no background, and just kind of break out of there. Yeah, that could be looking pretty cool. Okay. Give that a little bit of depth. All right. And then I used an asset pack where I was doing someone had sketched out some of these things. But I'm kind of mixing it so you could see what these are. So you could see that there's like some marks and whatnot. Because someone had like just drew organic shapes with the Sharpie and then scanned them in. Pretty cool, like scribbles, but I'm doing more organic shapes, possibly. Because like this I just drew like vectors. And the problem with using that pack is that it didn't have all the shapes that I needed. So I would have to make more like hand-drawn assets versus vector blobs, way easier to use, way easier to edit. And also I can manipulate them a little bit better. So I think what I'm gonna do is look at not doing those and replacing these with some more like organic blobs. So this area I'm just doing like a featured post. I'm gonna see if I could do like more organic shape for that. All right. So I kind of want squarish. So I think what I'm gonna do is probably like, let's see, let's start with a square and then let's kind of manipulate it to round it out a little bit. Yeah. So add some pins there. That's one way to do it. I don't know if this is going to work that well, honestly. Let's see. Wait, am I doing this wrong? Oh, yeah, I am. Oh, actually, there's a good resource for that. Let me Google that. Ooh, I got this. All right, this is it. So I have this tool here. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is an excellent little blob generator tool. And so I want to create some kind of squarish looking things, or something that can be manipulated into something that's a little bit more squarish. Let's see. Oh, that's like a cool one, like turned on its side. Let's go SVG, copy as SVG. All right, let's see what that would look like. Paste that in there. You know, I shouldn't do dropper tool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to make this a little bit more squarish. Let's see. A little too pointy. Let's see what I could do here. I've never understood why on Figma, when I change a point to mirror angle, it doesn't do it right away. I have to like move it around. This kind of drives me nuts. See, watch. Click on this point, and I want it to now mirror angle. It stays there until I nudge this slightly, and then it snaps. Why? Why do? Okay. So kind of nudge this a little bit, kind of make this a little bit more organic-y. None of these are mirrored. Mirror angle. All right. Okay. Here, I'll up the contrast a little bit in case you can't see it. I feel like it's got one too many curves. Like too many curves in that. I don't know. What do you think? I feel like it needs to get... Right, this needs to get mirrored. Looks a tad contrived. Let's see. See if I could get rid of just this angle right here. Nope. That actually looks pretty good. Let's bump this up just like soften that just a hair. Okay. See what this looks like. Frame that. Frame that. All right, let's see what this looks like. So I want to do, I don't want to overdo this like blob idea. So I'm going to add it here, but I'm going to remove it from these because I feel like I need to show my cover photos a little bit better, especially because this is going to pull in both articles and videos. So I feel like I'm not necessarily overdoing it here. Yeah, let's see. Let's actually change this back to its original as well. I don't need that, that. And then reset image settings. So pill, change this to yellow. See, I can't do, that's good to see because I can't do semi-transparency on these pills if they're overlaid, if they're on top of like a gray background or if on top of any kind of other background, because it's, see how it's making it look muddy? So one way to undo that is that if you eyedropper and eyedropper itself, then it becomes the solid version of that. Works a little bit better. All right. Okay. I think that's good for now. It's good little exploration. We'll see how that kind of works into it. Then I was gonna kind of rework this next section here. See what that looks like. let's see. So I'm going to keep this fairly short stream today. I'm only going to do an hour. But I'm just trying to create a little bit of consistency with the work that I do and have a little intention behind the work that I'm doing. So let's mess around with these. I'm going to do the same thing. Just create a open section to kind of work on them. Let's actually do a cover photo that's has a little bit more going on. All right. Actually, I don't know why I did that one. This one's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. I'll go back over here. Okay, let's try to do another like organic kind of squarish shape. Oh, that actually works really well. Copy. I like this one because it's already squarish. Halfway there. Okay. Then I go, where's flatten? There it is. Okay. Okay, let's mess around with this. I did a lot of overlays and things like that to kind of like blend it into the background. And I'm going to see what it's like if I get rid of those. So this is an overlay. Oh yeah, I forgot this is my yellow image. Do I have one that's orange? I do have one that's orange. I'm going to do this one instead. Okay, let's see. Fit. So something that I want to explore is making it more visually scannable and create some kind of visual language here about like what a video is and what an article is. Because I have these tags, they're very easy to miss. I would love for this space over here to kind of visually communicate what they are. So I'm kind of exploring that. This already looks so much better, and I'm glad I've gone with this direction, because if I take the same shape or something that's roughly that and I apply like this one, get rid of the overlays, and we'll go to fit, and then we'll reset that back. And then add a fill behind it. And I want to go my post yellow. Oh, my post yellow is not the same yellow I used for this one. Unless I still have it edited a little bit. Apple Watch is telling me to stand up. Fortunately, I do not have the setup for that. Okay, looks like I adjusted my yellow at some point. I'm gonna have to edit all these thumbnails anyway, so that's all right. So what I'm gonna do in the meantime is I'm gonna select the background and I'm gonna tell to select that foreground. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Okay, what if I flip the shape? Flatten. That's looking pretty good. I think I like that better. Let's see what this looks like paired up. So I got this. Oh, duh. It's because I didn't detach it. All right, there we go. So going 136 for this height. Let's see. Let's do 140. I'm afraid there might not be enough variation. Possibly. The challenge with these organic shapes is like, I know these are aligned, but they're not optically aligned. They're not aligned when you look at them, because this pill is aligned with this teeny tiny little part right here. So at first glance, it doesn't look lined up. To optically align it, we would need to like bump it up a little bit. Yeah, this is more interesting. You know what I should do? I'm going to test it out with one of my YouTube covers. Let me open up the things over here. Let's see. Well, let me just screenshot one of my YouTube video covers, because that's what's going to go in here as well. It's blurry. It'll serve its purpose. Let's take a look. Let's copy this, paste it in here. Do I need a border around it? Maybe like a drop shadow? You know, I have in the graveyard, you could just see how many iterations I've done here, that I've messed around with different styles for the covers. And look, here's all of my organic shapes. And maybe I revitalize one of these. I mean, does anyone really read the article previews? I do have these other iterations that are kind of interesting, these different drop shadows. This felt far too busy. You could see me like iterating through different fonts and things like that. I like this style. But it also got like aggressively busy. This is kind of the classic, almost boring kind of style. You got your cover box and all of that. These are cool too. Wait, organic shapes. These are the sketchy ones that I kind of landed on. This is another iteration I thought was kind of cool. It's just like big highlighter. This is interesting too. Don't do the article preview, the like little summary snippet, and just do cover and headline. I like the sketchy backgrounds too. I'm kind of interested in reapplying this one. Let's see. Oh, because videos won't have a summary unless I write a summary for them. Because they won't automatically pull from the YouTube description because that will be too long. Okay, so let me try this. Let's try. That actually looks pretty good. Should I put a play button on these too? Am I overplaying it if I do like kind of an organically shaped play button? Possibly. You know, this might have to be like white with the drop shadow. Or a stroke. I don't know. I don't know if I'm liking this concept. Sometimes you just gotta keep playing with it, see what happens. It doesn't look like a play button at all. That's funny. Fit to content. There we go. You know what? If I do the play, if I do it in red, it kind of looks like the YouTube play button. Quite possibly, quite possibly. Then I have to do some like, I think I have to do a color overlay on this. Otherwise this like, so what I've done in other places is that these would be different colors. This is the idea, that they would just kind of be a mismatch. Kind of like what I did over here. You know, this is kind of the idea. I'd have different colors that I would just cycle through. So if I'm going to do that, then I have to now do like a color overlay in order to get that across. Otherwise, like, I'm not going to, or I could carry the same concept into my YouTube videos and like do like a crazy color palette. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea. Now I feel like I can't do that. It's looking a little weird. This is where this kind of scribble behind or the highlighter works a little bit better, because now if this is like a YouTube thumbnail, then it still works because I got the color getting carried on the left. Will it be overkill by doing a whole bunch of highlighters in different colors? Because if everything's highlighted, nothing's truly highlighted? Possibly. Possibly. I don't know. I really like the highlighter look because I do a lot of highlighting. Possibly. But that's a question for another time. So I'm sorry if you joined the stream now, but I'm just wrapping up. It's a short stream today. I got places to be. Got some friends visiting from out of town. So that's it for today's stream. If you joined me, hope you enjoyed it. But I am taking off for today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you have a great weekend. Catch you on the next one. I'll see you later.